Recently, we've been doing some really weird tactics. It started off with 6 trequartistas, then went to 6 players out wide, and last time we tried 8. What do you do when you've done 8 players out wide? You do every player through the middle.
Let's go.
Right, crew, to blame for this one is Andrew Laws, who gave me the idea for this one. The 2-2-2-2-2-2, all the 2s. Right, so basically the 2-2-2-2-2 is absolutely no players out wide, so just chucking players in here, they're going to look a bit like that.
It's embarrassing.
Now, if I'm trying something as ridiculous as that, you're damn right I want a strong team, and I've chose Real Madrid for a couple of reasons. The first is, Ancelotti's built a team there that are going to be pretty much perfect for this. You can see his preferred formation is a diamond, so narrow. So the squad should be suited to it-ish. We're just going to disregard the likes of Carvajal and Mendy. We won't be needing those. And to take on something like that, we need a team that's going to be capable of dominating matches. Okay, so last time we did this one, which I was absolutely dreading. I thought we had no chance. However, this one, I think we've got a bit of a chance.
Never.
This one looks wide open. Look at the gap. When you go to this one, yes, there's gaps down either side, but I think it's easier to manage than this one. I might be wrong. Quick pick of the team shows how much they are suited to it. We've got all those players through the middle. I'm going to change the team a little bit, but to give you an idea, it doesn't look bad, does it? So my changes to personnel first. I'm going to keep the 2 centre-backs and the goalkeeper and the 2 defensive midfielders and the midfielders. They're all perfect. The only place I'm going to change is a little bit higher up. Endrick comes in for Arda Güler, and I'm going to retrain Endrick into that position to make sure he's perfect for it. Attacking midfielder attack should be good. I'm also going to put Rodrigo in there, and I'm going to ask Endrick and Rodrigo to cover the flanks using PIs.
3 days later.
I've had a play around, I've changed some play roles, and this is what we've came up with, and this is how we're going to play this. We've got 2 ball-playing defenders, and you might not be surprised to see I've asked them to stay wider when we've got the ball. So when we've got the ball, we'll just eke out a little bit wider. We've got a half-back who'll drop in, who will help that. When he drops back, the centre-back should go a bit wider, and Camavinga is just going to sit and win the ball. 2 Mazzalas in front, so they'll go up into the pockets, getting a little bit wider. And then we've got 2 attacking midfielders and the 2 advanced forward. Advanced forwards will go wide, so I'm hoping we can get some decent width thanks to the player instructions and role combination, which we'll go into later on. For now, wish me luck, but that is what we're going with. Pre-season, it went all right. I like the way it looked. Look at the combination play with Endrick and Mbappe and co. So that was away at Genk, and Endrick and Vinicius were the goals, and plenty of shots and chances created, and the average ratings of the team, all pretty good. Similar story against Copenhagen. First big test was the testimonial against Tottenham. If I pause it there, you can see the gaps that a good team are going to exploit. Richarlison's got an absolute acre to play in. So we lost that one 3-1, a little bit of a worry, so we're going to make some changes. The big one we're going to add is trap inside. Obviously that's where all our players are, so let's try and force players into us. Here is our last friendly of the pre-season against Atalanta, and you can see pretty much how the team shapes up as soon as they get the ball. The 2 centre-backs are there, the 2 defensive midfielders are there, and you've got 1 Mazzala, the more we've drawn one, Valverde, then Bellingham's pushing up with the front 4 box. As it plays on, we should see Shamani drop in to the centre-back spot, which allows Militao to carry on as a kind of attacking centre-back, nearly a libero. As he gets forward, you can see Bellingham into that gap there, but it's all super narrow. I make no bones about it, it's super narrow. Vinicius finds Jude Bellingham, and he's the one to make a breakthrough down the right, supplying the width, but it's still tight, isn't it, inside the 18-yard box. And there's the assist. I mean, it's nice, but it's going to be super narrow.
Straight and narrow.
Now it's time for the season to start. Those are the boys in the positions ready to go. But there's a different type of pressure with Real Madrid. Yes, they're a good team, but if we don't get moving fast, it could be another sacking by November situation.
Yeah! Fire!
Game 1 was Getafe away. Not a bad way to start, and they started really well. Goals from Bellingham, Rodrigo, and Mbappe, Vinicius gave us a 4-1 away win, and the average ratings, good start. You might be curious about average positions, and this is what it looks like with the ball. You can see how narrow it is there, going this way, and you can see 66 and Mbappe, so that's Endrick and Mbappe, kind of getting in each other's way a little bit. Without the ball, we drop into this, so you can see where the problems will come, down both flanks. And the average position overall is there. So Endrick and Mbappe are getting a bit close to each other, so we're going to have a little work on Endrick's player instructions. If you're wondering how I show the average positions, go to this screen, down to analytical data, up to teams, and it's all down there, and average positions is just there. So to keep Endrick in his own zone and away from Mbappe, I added stay wider and run wide with ball. We blew our first chance at silverware in the Super Cup against Atalanta. They beat us 3-2 in extra time. And you probably saw that goal did come from the flanks. However, I was really confident the way the team were playing at home, and that front four box is absolutely lethal. That was a 3-0 against Real Sociedad. Similar story in the home game against Alves, 4-1. But beating teams at home, really comfy. I won't lie, I was worried about how the team would play away from home. But against Sevilla, wow. It helps when you've got a front four that looks like ours, but we just completely ripped them to bits. Sevilla had no answer for it, and the front four just filled their boots. Wait just a minute. What have we done here? We scored another 5 against Leganes, and everyone's new favourite La Liga team, Girona, got seen to as well. Another 5. We scored 4 against my beloved Real Valladolid, Bellingham getting wide. And the first team to stop us winning was away at Valencia. That was a 1-1 draw, but I'm perfectly happy with that.
I can see what they're doing, what he's doing. I can see it, I feel it. He's cooking.
It meant after 8 matches, we had stormed to the top of the league. We'd scored 31 times in those 8 games, conceding 8. I won't lie, I am massively surprised how well these boys are playing. But the best thing is what's happened on the tactics screen.
Are you ready?
Look at the chemistry there. That is the most beautiful thing I think I've ever seen. We've only played 8 league matches, but already the chemistry is nearly perfect. Now, the good run was stopped, however, in the Champions League by Aston Villa and Ollie Watkins. They beat us 3-1, but we put that right in our next Champions League match, scoring 5. And having Mbappe was proven to be super handy as we absolutely destroyed Espanyol. What's interesting is the Champions League was proven a little bit harder. We did get a 4-3 win away at Benfica, but we only drew with them at home 2-2, so it's interesting how we're so good in the La Liga but struggling a little bit in the Champions League. It was time for the first Madrid derby, probably the hardest match we've had yet. Dominated this one from first to last minute. A 3-2 win, it should have been way more comfortable if you look at the match stats. Then it was time for the first El Clasico, the biggest test yet, Barcelona. A Modric penalty put us 2-0 up, but we weren't helped when Jude Bellingham lost his rag and nearly killed Ferran Torres. He was sent off, and in the 85th minute, Barcelona equalised. As you can see from the match momentum, that sending off completely changed the match. Villa beat us again in the Champions League. They are officially my bogey club in Football Manager.
I hate you.
But despite that, the season overall so far, fantastic. In January, we sat top of the league with just that 1 league defeat away at Villarreal. And the team chemistry continued to look absolutely fantastic.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
The season rolled on, a little bit of a dodgy period here in the start of January. This included getting knocked out of the Spanish Cup by Atletico, and our first big defeat was against PSG in the Champions League. And if you look at it, you can see who done the damage. Dembele, their wide man with so much space. He ended up scoring a hat-trick, and if you look at the match ratings, he got a 10 out of 10. Just loads of space for him down there, as well as Asensio. So we got knocked out of the Champions League, but in the league we continued to dominate. We got our revenge on Villarreal, and with 9 games to go, we were 8 clear of Atletico Madrid at the top of the league. Barcelona are having a nightmare under Hansi Flick. As the league form continued to be fantastic, avoiding defeat in our next match would give us the title. Our next match is against second place Atletico. Now, believe it or not, up until this match, the results hadn't been crazy. But in this one, I feared the worst as we went 2-0 down. In the second half, we fought back though, through the middle as usual. On the counter-attack, Mbappe and the pace from the other forwards was lethal. Down the flanks, we were getting exposed again as wing-back to wing-back. But again, we came back. We went 4-3 behind with only 10 minutes left, again from that right wing-back slot. But we responded fantastically, sealing a 4-4 draw and the title. We celebrated in the next match with a big 7-0 win against Betis, and Endrick starting to become the superstar we think he's going to be. And finished the season with a whopping 92 points, 17 points clear of second place. So a surprising title win, but not only that, we scored 120 times. Is that 3 per match? And we conceded 45. Now, considering all the gaps we leave, 45 is not too bad. You can see here we played the same formation for the entire season, so 50 matches and plus 44 chances better than our opposition. And once again, there is the incredible link-ups, the chemistry between that team. I knew they'd be good in a narrow formation. I didn't think they'd be that good though. Now, of course, I'll put that tactic in Patreon, but, and it's a big but, approach this tactic with caution. You need a good team. Because I took over Atalanta, probably one step down from the Elite League clubs. It was a very stop-start period in charge, and we lasted till the 6th of January before they sacked us. Then I tried it with a low team, so Sky Bet League 2 Doncaster Rovers, and despite a decent start, we fell away badly and only lasted till the 24th of October. So if you're going to give that one a go, be very careful with it and make sure your team are bloody good.